Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now this is only going to be a short video. We've had a lot of requests lately, for some time actually, about doing a feeding frenzy video. We haven't done one for such a long time, and we have literally been so busy. I've tried to grab a few shots of some of the bits and pieces we have in here, some of them actually catching their food, having a bit of a feed. So without further ado, let's pop over and have a look at Feeding Frenzy number 11. Well, here we are. We are going to start with the Avicularia rufa, the yellow banded. Now, what we do now is we are offering it up. You notice we hold the roach right on the end of the abdomen with the wings. There she is. Look, there she goes. The yellow banded. Absolutely stunning. Don't see many of them. Now this is a male. This is our Theraphosa sturmi male. And this just goes to show these males feed just as avidly as the females. Look at that. He took that in no trouble whatsoever. Notice how leggy he is. They don't carry the bulk of the females. Now he will carry on eating like this once a week, and that will maintain him. For a big spider like that, we just give him dubia roaches now, and this will see him through for the rest of his days. Once a week, keep him happy. He's just about to start his happy dance. And there we go, the Meridionalis, the straight horn baboon. Now this is a really cool spider, and this is our female. She has been paired. I think we've done a pairing video on this girl actually. So we're feeding her up. Whoa, look at the speed. Quite often you don't think they're actually going to do anything, and then bang, they're on it. Such a pretty spider. You'll notice she is still being kept in her rub. She seems to do really well in here, so we're going to hope that she's actually going to produce a sac in there as well. She has been paired a couple of times. Her abdomen's looking nice and big, nice and plump. So we're hoping she'll just drop a nice sac. Now here's another firm favourite, the Guti ornamental, the Metallica. Now this is one of our females. Now you'll notice many of these spiders we can actually tongue feed. I do like it when they get on the front of the doors. It means that we can open them up and we get to have a little look at both sides of the spider. Now this is what I class as a middle-aged spider, this one. We've had her a couple of years now, and you can see some of the bright blue has disappeared a little bit, but they still look really nice. Love the yellow flashing on the underside of them legs. That's what they use as a defence thing to try and warn other predators away. You'll also notice as well, this is in the middle of the day with all the lights on, and our Metallicas are often sat out underneath the lights. They really like it. Isn't she absolutely beautiful? I think these quite often just get better and better as time goes by. Look at that. The markings in them legs is fantastic. There's some real nice close-ups of this girl. Very smart. Right, now this is one of our emperor scorpions, and you'll notice with these guys we give them a dubia every now and again. This is quite a chunky little dubia, this one, and they're very good hunters actually, and they catch their prey pretty quick. What they do struggle with is breaking in through that thick skin, but she will find a soft spot eventually, and then that will be the end of that. She'll rip into that and make short work of it. Really nice. We'll do more with scorpions. Now this is a blondie male, a Theraphosa blondie. Look at the speed in which he moves. You notice how much hairier he is compared to our sturmy that we saw shortly a little while ago. These guys carry the hairs all the way through the legs, from the very base right the way to the tips of their toes. And this is how you can tell your blondie from your sturmy. Sturmies, the first part of the leg is bald. But you can see the hairs on these. Really, really cool spiders. And again, these will feed all the way through their lives as mature males. Now this is a staple of the hobby, the green bottle blue. And she is straight on it. We're hoping to get this girl paired up very, very soon. She's in lovely condition. She hasn't long molted out. And she's looking really, really nice. So we're going to try and pair her and see what luck we have this time. We've had sacks from them, but we've just not had a successful one yet. Now this is a great one, the Asian fawn. Whoa, look, here she comes. She can feel every movement of that roach. There she goes. Straight back down at the security of the burrow. Look at that, no messing around. Guaranteed to excite. Now here we have our Grammostola pulchra, the Brazilian black. And look at that, this is in fact a male. And notice how quick he took that. Not long molted out, he's only been mature now for possibly about a week and a half. And he's feeding us still, he's gone straight in. You notice there was no hesitation there. Many of these male spiders, if kept correctly, will continue to feed. Don't forget, all they want to do is pass on their genes. And to do that, they need to be fit and healthy. Look at the colouring of that. That is such an exquisite spider. Unfortunately, he is male. He was rather hoping this one was female. We'd never managed to get a molt off of her. And funny enough, actually this time round the molt was totally intact. But we didn't need a molt because we could see the pedipalps. So yeah, we've been holding on to this one, thinking it was a female for a long time. And yeah, it's come out as a male. But still exquisite nonetheless. Now then, these have we've had many people wanting to see feeding videos of the spiny assassin bugs. And as you know, we've got a fair few of them in here. And what we do is we tend to just tip the food in. Don't look like there's a lot going on in there, does it? It all looks a bit empty. Look like we've got one out. It don't take long. Once the food starts moving about, these guys wake up and they come out. During the day, they tend to be relatively nocturnal, so they're hidden away during the daytime. But as soon as we put food in, they will come out and start hunting. You notice there's a few crickets kicking around in there. Now, as normal, I kept an eye on that one down at the bottom of the branch because I thought he was going to come and grab one. We've seen a couple of others. These are immature ones that you can see here. A couple of small ones on the back. There's an adult at the back as well. They will start to literally come out of the woodwork. Now this one down at the bottom of the picture, I stayed with this one for ages and ages and ages. Here you go, look, he's just seen my finger. So I was hoping we were going to see him leap on this cricket. And he's getting so, oh look, here he goes. He's getting so close. And then we have a little bit of a stalemate here. You see, like that sat and waited for ages and ages and ages. And then I saw something else. So I quickly flicked around to see what was going on. And just at that vital moment is when he decided he was going to make his move. And look at that, done. All in a split second. To say I was disappointed would be an understatement. But look at that for a beautiful, beautiful bug. These really are very cool. And don't forget, we are still looking for the orange spot, the Mobos. So if anybody out there has any orange spot assassin bugs, do let us know. They are by far my favourite. And I would really like to get another colony of those up on the go. And as you can see now, these, when they mature out, they get the full wings with the red marks. There's another mature one down there. And so we have got some juveniles in here as well. They're all starting to come out now. And what you'll often find is when you get them in a group, you will often see mass feeding, where they will all literally leap on the same insect. Look at him, he's stalking that cricket. It's like these crickets, they know, don't they? Look, they're sitting there, they're like, if I don't move, he might not see me. He's sneaking up on him. There's another little one, another immature one coming up in the background. Couple more. Oh, there he goes, he's got him. He's grabbed him. Now the others are all moving in. Look at them all coming in from the back. See that? As soon as they see a bit of a tussle, look, they're all in. Everybody's on it. And they're all fighting like mad. Now obviously that big adult, he just wants to keep it for himself. He don't really want to share. But there's not a lot of choice in this. They are mob-handed. It's a really, really interesting behaviour because it means that they can actually tackle prey far bigger than themselves, and they can do it really well just by the fact that there is so many of them. What we got in there? 4? Yep, I think there's 4 on there now. That one's cute. He's sitting there. He's like, if I don't move, no one will see. And he'll get to keep it all for himself. He's desperately trying to climb up and dislodge these. Now, as you can see, they're not interested in actually fighting. They're not. When you see them all, yeah, look, that one's just gone for it as well. They've actually fallen out of the enclosure now. Drop their cricket on the floor. There, he's got it again. We don't want them going underneath the desk, so we're just going to maneuver them out. As long as they're fighting for food, they're not looking at doing anything else. We just scoop that one up into the cricket tub. We'll just tip them back in. There you go, he's in. Look at that, it's an absolute free-for-all down there. Absolute carnage. There's another one at the back there, he's just caught another cricket. No one's noticed he's got that. That's it, look, he's caught that one. You notice how they literally leap on them. Fantastic things these are. Now the one downside to these is obviously because we feed them just ad lib, we just literally throw a bunch of crickets in there. It can get a bit smelly if you don't spot clean them. So we try and pick up any bodies the following day, and this will help alleviate some of that. But we never get them all. There'll be shed skins and carcasses behind the bark on the back wall. So you do need periodically cleaning out. Look at that. The giant thorny assassin bug. You can see where they get their name. Look at the thorns on the thorax of that thing. Imagine if these were the size of us. Terrifying. As you can see now, most of them have actually come out now. The majority of them have actually all caught prey. Some of them have finished feeding already. Them two are still fighting and squabbling away. It's easier to try and share your friends than it is to go catch your own. Look at that. The daft thing is there's plenty of crickets in there. Now, as you can see now, we don't normally hold these guys, but as long as he's got hold of that cricket, we're fairly safe. He's not going to be doing us no harm. And as you can see, all he wants to do is escape with his food. Alright, the giant spiny assassin bugs. Aren't they just absolutely wonderful creatures? Well, as I said, it's only a short video. We haven't got many clips. There wasn't many at all. And for some reason, I'm not 100% sure, but sometimes when I'm filming, I often do the feeding clips. I often film them on my phone. And sometimes they come out really well, and other times they come out a bit grainy, and I don't really understand why. My phone seems to change its setting or something. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed them. We will, when we get a bit more time, try and put something together, a real nice one. We'll get some real good quality footage. This was a little bit of a rush job, but yeah, there's some cool bits on there. That Brazilian black, that is in fact actually a male, and feeding strong as well. What a beautiful spider, absolutely stunning spider. They always come up really nice. They look so cool, really cool. The other one that I really liked actually was the huahine, the Chilobrachys huahine, the Asian fawn. You see that when that come tearing out. Them guys, they never ever cease to amaze me with their speed. We have been waiting for that one to actually drop a sack. It's not looking too hopeful at the moment, but yeah, it's another very cool spider. We're going to try and get some more of the more arboreal stuff. We managed to get a couple of the Metallicas, a couple of them on there, so we had some real nice shots of them. They went down well. They're always nice. I love it when they come out on the front glass and you can open the door and get both angles. They look so pretty. We are planning on getting, like I say, a new camera for filming, and I'm thinking of going over to like a mirrorless handheld camera, so that I can use it for photography as well. And there's many of them out there now that have superb video imaging as well. So we feel like we've been lacking a little bit in some of the quality. We've also got to sort out these bleeding microphones. They seem up and down like a yo-yo. So these are all things that are in place, and we're trying to work our way through, trying to get them done. And we're slowly chipping away at everything else. So I hope you enjoyed that. And just a big thank you really for everyone sticking with us. I assure you things will start getting better as we go along. We are slowly eating away at some of these outstanding jobs and bits and pieces. And obviously, as you can probably appreciate, it's hard going. We've got an awful lot to do. Also working full time as well. It doesn't allow a lot of time. And in this hot weather, cool, by the time we finish the day's work, the last thing we want to do is too much mucking about. So it's been really quite a struggle, to be honest, quite a struggle, of which I'm sure you're all appreciating the same things. You're probably all doing the same things, but trying to keep on top of the collection as well. There's still much in the way of pairings to do. So we've been cohabiting quite a bit, and we need to try and sit down and actually get back to pairing how we used to, because the results were far better then. We actually really do, but it's finding the time to actually sit back and do that. But that is another thing for the future, something else that we can really get stuck into. Right then, well, I hope you enjoyed that little feeding video. Like I say, we're going to do a bigger one very soon. We'll sit down and get some real good stuff. But yeah, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you all soon, guys.